But what about kids? That's right. How can you help them set those goals for 2024? It's only 4 days away. Well, don't worry. Adina Godette is a licensed clinical social worker with ThriveWorks in Charlotte, and she's here joining us to give us those answers. First of all, I hope you had a great holiday. Welcome to the program.
Yes, I did. Hi, how are you? I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. And look, we were talking during the break. It's really important. Everybody has those New Year's resolutions.
Right.
But it's a little harder with kids because you want to be supportive.
Right.
And obviously their patience is not like an adult's patience.
Exactly.
So what might it be helpful for kids to set goals for themselves? Why is that stuff helpful?
Well, one, you want them to have a desire to be focused, right? And to have a growth mindset. They can only do that if they are intrinsically motivated. So simply asking them, like, what do you want to do? Like, what are your goals for 2024, the new year?
Now, if I ask my kids, they're going to give me like 700 different
Of
answers.
Of course.
So what can parents do to help them kind of narrow it down and decide what goals to choose?
Be realistic, and I guess I would also say, I tell parents, make sure that you are setting it with categories of their life. So for example, if you know at home they don't clean up and they need organization skills, right? Making sure, okay, hey, we're gonna do 30 minutes a day, clean up, let's check the floors, make sure nothing's on the floor. Clean up time, go put it up, right? Let's go check the bathroom, let's spot clean, let's make sure we have something where everything can be organized, right? So everything has a spot. If everything has a spot, we can say, all right, where does this go? And then make it a game, you know? So I know you have a 3-year-old. So
I was gonna say, you might have just made my day, because I hope my wife is watching, because I literally told her, I was like, why don't we make a 30 minutes cleaning per day?
Yes, and let's make it fun.
Make it fun. Make it a game. What kind of specifics are important to make it like clear for the kids, to make it understandable? Because I do have a 3.5-year-old, I have a 20-month-old, so it can be challenging for them to understand that this is a thing they got to continuously do.
Exactly, and so having rewards, use a reward system. So you know they love candy, they love certain foods, they love certain games, things like that, or they want to spend time with their friends, things like that. And so making sure they're saying, okay, if you do this every week, okay, you get a reward. And then if you do this for a month straight, okay, you get another reward, you know? So now, just making it bigger.
The goal setting process, we talked about it, because, you know, little kids, they can go anywhere. It can be a difficult process to figure out where to pinpoint that. Are there any questions that parents can ask to try to kind of guide them to that answer?
Well, I definitely think it's different for kids and teenagers, right?
Fair.
It definitely is, okay, because it's going to be different developmental levels. And so I would say for kids, okay, school is a thing, right? So let's increase our vocabulary. How are we going to do that? We can make it a game again, at least with little kids. So I would say if you want to increase your vocabulary, parents can say, all right, I'm going to give you a new word every single day. Let's make it a game to where you have to say it 2 to 3 times in a sentence by the end of the day, right? Okay, cool. But teenagers are going to be different. They're thinking about being independent. They're thinking about jobs. They're thinking about finances. So we need to be focusing on budgets. Okay, we can make it fun with them too. Let's have jars, okay? One for spending, one for saving, okay? And make it color coded. Make it fun. You know, you have to make things fun for these kids because they will not be motivated. They will not be intrinsically motivated if we don't do it and make it fun for them.
I already told my wife I'm going to change the Wi-Fi password daily.
Okay.
And they get the new one once they get all the chores done. That's how they do it.
There we go.
Look, everybody likes to have a good New Year's resolution, but sometimes, even as adults, it's really hard to keep them. So how, against teenagers and little kids, how do you keep them motivated to make sure that they continue their goals throughout the year?
Well, I think that's the parent's job too, because think about it. If we're adults and we have this issue, we have to keep them accountable and keep them focused. So I would definitely say just keep encouraging them, making sure we're reminding them, constantly validating them, right? Giving them that words of affirmation. You know, it's like the love languages with relationships. We can do the same with our kids, you know, find out how they operate. Or do they like acts of service? Are they a words of affirmation? Do they like gifts? You know, are they a person that loves hugs? You know, things like that, especially little kids. They love hugs, like give daddy a hug, you know? You can definitely be that person. And so I would definitely say use your love languages, know your kid, and ask them how they want to be rewarded for those things.
Now, one of the toughest things is, especially with little ones, is when they shut down.
Yes.
So when they shut down and they're just, no, right before temper tantrum happens, what do you do in that moment?
I would definitely say, again, encourage and validate them. We're reminding them of the purpose of the goal, right? And then I would also say, making sure that you're saying, hey, this is what we've already done. You know, making sure we're showing their progress and the improvement. Because just like us, we have a tendency to do all these things, and then we forget, like, oh, I came from here to here.
Right.
You know? So definitely making sure you're encouraging them and then reminding them of the progress and the improvements they've already made, you know, and say, okay, if we can do this, we definitely are already past the worst, and we can do the rest.
That's fantastic. Adina, thank you so much for giving us
welcome.
this great insight. I want to put you